Hey, what's up, geeks? Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. As always, I am Boser, and this is your Monday Night Geek Out Sesh. How we doing, you guys? I am excited. This will be one of our few Geek Out Sessions for the month. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to have to take a little break away while I do some work stuff and do some travel for work stuff. But T will be on Monday nights hanging out. So make sure you tune in the rest of the month on Mondays and hang out with him. But otherwise, if this is your very first Geek Out Sesh, then welcome. We do this every Monday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard here live on Twitch. And whether you're watching this back on YouTube or on the podcast, thanks for joining us. Feel free to stop by anytime on Twitch and join the conversation. We've got a very special guest tonight, and I didn't realize how special this talk would be until we were spending just a few minutes prior to streaming, hanging out and talking. And I'm like, oh my God, I never meshed so quickly and so aligned so quickly with a person before the stream. So I'm very excited. And I might have, what's the term? Clickbaited you a little bit on the title. You're here to meet Pedro Pascal, and you will almost. You will find out that this guy feels it looks very close to the very one and only Pedro Pascal, but you're going to meet him in just a minute after you answer the question of the day, which is, who is your celebrity doppelganger? For me, I have always gotten, before when I didn't have a beard, when I shave, I've gotten Daniel Tosh a lot, and I've also gotten, I can't remember his name now, Andy Samberg or Jesse Eisenhower. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you agree or in the comment section below. He said, who's that? You have Tintin. Oh my God, Alec, you kind of do look like Tintin. You have the yellow hair. It goes spiky in the front. You got the baby face. I could see that. But I hope you guys had a really great week since last week when we had a great time hanging out. And if you missed last Wednesday, T had a Bob Ross telephone stream where he watched Bob Ross and he described what he was seeing as he painted so that you could paint on your own at home. And thank you for everyone that tuned in. We're going to be doing that more in the future because you guys had such a great time. So make sure you tune in, follow us on here on Twitch or on Instagram, Twitter, so that you never miss that fun in the future. Alex says, everyone says I remind them of Tintin. Yeah, I get that. But I'm ready for tonight's celebrity doppelganger. I want to know if you agree. I want to know how you feel. But no matter what, you're going to give him all the love because he is a guest here on 4 Geeks by Geeks. And I'm really excited to hang out with him. We had such a good conversation right before. But if you haven't heard of him, his name is Retro Rebel. And throughout the night, you can always use Command Retro Rebel and get access to his Instagram and go follow him. And then also he's going to share with us a very special reason that we are streaming tonight and a way that you can use this cosplay and your love of cosplay to support somebody in his hometown that could really use some love and your financial support. So without further ado, please give it up for my new friend, Retro Rebel. How is it going?
How's it going, man? I'm doing great.
Yeah, welcome to the stream.
I got an applause. That's awesome.
I mean, they're here for it. That's just chat.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to 4 Geeks by Geeks Retro. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great.
I'm so glad you're here. I told you pre-stream that I'd kind of been following your content for a little while, and I was like, holy shit, this is Pedro Pascal. Like, this is you. So answer the question of the day. Who's your celebrity doppelganger?
Well, I'm going to assume it's Pedro Pascal. You know what? You were saying Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
I see that, but when you said Tosh for you, I was like, I see that for sure. I do.
Yeah. I got that more often. And when I used to have like a big afro as a kid. And when I had that, then for sure I got way more Andy Samberg. But since I've cut it a little short, then now it's more Daniel Tosh.
But I got Pedro Pascal, which like I was saying earlier, I don't see it as much, but if people like it, I'll go with it. And I forgot to tell you that I also got like a larger Ashton Kutcher, and I'm fine with that.
You know what? If I squint,
Yeah.
I can kind of see
Far
it.
away. If I move
Yeah.
really quick, you're like, that could be Ashton.
I need the that 70s show hair flip.
Dude.
Have you ever grown your hair that long? Alex says, I don't know who Pedro Pascal is. I bet you do. Have you heard of The Mandalorian? I know he only takes his helmet off very few times.
Agent Whiskey in Kingsman.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I haven't seen I haven't seen the most recent Kingsman, but he's probably not in that one because it's kind of a prequel.
Yeah, it was a prequel, but it was good.
I need to see that. But I love the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Or what's his butt in Wonder Woman 1984?
Oh my god.
What's his name?
You know what? I'll be honest. I watched the first 30, 40 minutes and I tapped out. Max something.
Oh, yeah. Because it kind of reminded me of like Max Lucado, like live your best life.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Now I got to Google it. Wonder Woman.
Pedro Pascal was in Narcos.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, you're not Pedro Pascal. You're even better because you're hanging out with me and you accepted my calls.
Well, thank you for having me because you're freaking awesome, man.
Well, thanks. I'll change your opinion by the end of the stream, I'm sure. Maxwell Lord. There you go. You had it.
That's it.
You had it. Alex says, I don't watch Star Wars. You know this. I know. He's like avidly against Star Wars for some reason.
You know, what's funny is that until Mandalorian came up, I actually was I stopped watching I wasn't into Star Wars as much.
Really?
Because when you think about it, right, Marvel's been doing like constant movies every year, and then Star Wars just did the new trilogy, but now,
right,
especially after last week, they're pumping content like every other month.
So much.
Which
you got Mandalorian, you got Boba Fett, you got Obi-Wan. Like, damn, calm your tits.
Yeah, they're pulling me back in, as I feel with a lot of other nerds. So
yeah,
I don't blame you for not watching Star Wars, but hopefully you get back into it because it's getting there.
Hey, Eldritch, sorry, I missed your comment. He says, is that Pedro Pascal? I think, yes, it is. It's a rich man's Pedro Pascal.
You know, I go by the Target brand because if you expect more but you pay less. So,
you said that in one of your videos earlier, and I
was walking on a celebration, and the Fox News lady, I was so tired, I was drenched in sweat, and I heard this lady go, "Is that Pedro?" And I looked at my friend, I'm like, "Here we go." And I walked over there. I'm like, "Hi," and she's just like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "I'm from Target. I'm not the real guy. He's in there though. Go get him."
She thought she hit the mother lode. She's like, he's just wandering around. Wow.
You could see her face. She went from like, oh, he's closer. Like he's good walking.
Yeah. Oh, Alex says, I looked up a pic. He does look like him.
Thank you.
So he agrees. But anyway, for those that don't know you, Retro, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do as a geek.
All right, so huge Marvel and Disney nerd. I worked on and off for Disney for about 4 to 5 years. I worked for Universal Studios 2 or 3 years, and I'm all about movies, television, Funko Pops, collectibles, posters. I mean, you name it. And honestly, I just like building a community that kind of brings nerds together, much like yours. That, you know, yeah, whoa.
What a surprise. It's like we didn't have this huge Geek Out Sesh before the Geek Out Sesh about that very idea.
So yeah, I love everything nerdy, and I think not a lot of people have that outlet that they can share with others. I know that if you don't live in a very touristy or entertainment-based city, that you can kind of you don't fit in a lot with your group, especially in middle school, high school, you name it.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's nice to create a community. We have the tools to do that online and do something good with people.
It's like in so many ways, technology has like torn us apart, but in so many ways, it has given people the opportunity to find so many other people just like them all over the world, and nobody has to feel alone, especially here in the geek community. So I'm glad that you have that same mindset.
Yeah, and I hope, and there's got to be a lot more people like us as well, and hopefully what we do, we inspire more people to go out and make those strong branches so we can get more. So.
Yes, that's exactly. I mean, that's what we stand for. Is like when you share what you love, it will attract your tribe. Yep. Even if you haven't found them yet. Jeff says, nope, none of us ever made friends. Jeff Sitz is also part of the channel. Thanks for joining us, Jeff Sitz. It's good to have you back. I miss you. I can't wait to start playing some City of Mist with you, Jeff Sitz. Boser made friends with the toilet, says Alec, because he once gave us this huge dono, and I had to give myself a swirly because that's the level that we stoop to here at 4 Geeks by Geeks. But I love that what you do. And before we really get into it, the thing that first connected us was you were sharing on your social media a cause that is really near and dear to your hometown. So you want to tell us a little bit about that and how people can help support it throughout the stream tonight?
Yeah, so back in, I want to say March or April, I had a friend reach out to me from the 501st that we have a store in Fort Worth, which is about an hour away from me, called the Holocron store, and this family lives and breathes Star Wars. And unfortunately, their daughter, Alyssa, got into a terrible accident, and she was sent to the ICU. And so we were there to raise money for her and just kind of be there for support. And her GoFundMe was around $25,000. And at the time in March or April, we were sitting at, I want to say, 8 to 11,000. I told and the parents are the owners. Thank you. The parents are the owners, and I said to them, "Is it okay if I make a TikTok so I can kind of promote this so that we can really make a difference?" And with social media, especially TikTok, you never know if your video is going to make it or break it. And thank God that video did something, because it got a lot of traction. And in the best of ways, I got people reaching out saying, "I can only, I'm in middle school. Can I at least donate $1?" And I said, anything helps. So we've got, and I'm looking at the number now, and it's beautiful to see.
That's so cool.
19,000. I know she's out of the ICU and she's able to, her motor skills and everything. I checked on the social media, and she's doing so much better. And it just really makes me happy seeing all the comments and all the people stepping up and saying, not just from a humanity perspective, but they were saying things like, "This is the way," and like the Force will be with her. And it wasn't just phoned in, because those are the same people who were donating and sharing the cause. And you had people with even 2 followers, because you get that notification someone shared your video. And I had people saying, "If anyone sees this, please do something." And they had nothing. But the fact that they are trying so hard, and we're coming as a community of over 500 shares on TikTok and over 40,000 views and likes, that we're getting people to see this. It's just a beautiful thing that you don't really think about in society today. It's a very want generation. It's always beautiful to see people doing for others. And it's even the cherry on top is just nerds doing it for others. So it warms my heart seeing this, and it's just a beautiful thing.
And so I'm so glad that you were using this little thing that you love to do, which is cosplay and Star Wars, to do some good in the world. So if you guys also want to do some good in the world throughout the night, you can use Command Justice, GoFundMe. And then you can support Justice for Alyssa, and you can donate. $1 helps, $5 helps. It doesn't have to be a lot, but if so many of us just do a little bit, we can do some real big good in the world. So thank you for using your platform, and I'm happy to continue to use our platform to support this. And we'll kind of do some reminders throughout the night. But in the meantime, tell us a little bit. So you said that you came from kind of a background at Universal and at Disney. Which, speaking of, do you recognize my cup?
Oh yeah. Well, when you picked that up, I was like, I know what that is.
Of course, I paid that $45 for this cup.
We get you.
Well, they know what I need. They make you drink out of it, and you're like, okay, well, I drank out of one, so now I have to buy it.
I was just saying. So the Guardians ride just opened up at Epcot, and sorry for veering. And I went to go ride it before it came out, and my friend sent me a message yesterday because the store opened up, and they sell units, or they sell credits from the movie, like
no way,
the amount you get for a bounty or reward. And I posted it. I'm like, Disney World is the only place that can get me to pay for fake currency with real money. Like, it's ridiculous when you think about it. Like,
also, Universal can too, because I fucking bought Gringotts dollars.
Oh yeah.
And Wizarding World.
It's what we'll do for our love of pop culture is insanity.
They got us by the nuts, but I'm happy to. I'm like, here, take my money. Honestly. So how long did that happen first, or were you like a love of cosplaying and Star Wars, and then that's kind of what drove you to Marvel and Disney?
So growing up, I was extremely overweight. Like, to the fact that my sister's friends used to call me Happy Meal because when she would pick me up from high school, I'd go with my mom. It's funny. It's okay.
Okay. Like, what the hell?
We go to pick up my sister, and I'd always have a Happy Meal in the back seat. Literally, I would always eat fast food. So I was a huge kid. And then
Really?
In 2014, and I saw Guardians, I was like, wait, that's Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec, who is really heavy.
He was much heavier then.
Yeah, like huge difference. And I was looking at his story, and he went to go visit kids in hospitals. And this may or may not be 100% true, but James Gunn actually sent him the jacket and a prop helmet before he gave him the role and said, if you can lose this weight within X amount of time, or if you can fit in this, you're my pick. I want you to be it.
No way.
Yeah, and he
I hope it's true.
Me too, because that's been my drive my whole life. So I was like, if this guy can do it, I can do it. So I lost around, and I gained a little weight over COVID, but I lost around 180 pounds. And
excuse me?
Yeah, like 3, 4, or 5 years ago, I lost all that weight. And
what? 3, 4 years ago, you lost 180 pounds in how long of time?
I want to say probably a year and 4 months, year and 5 months.
Good God.
Yeah.
Justin says, dang, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, it changes your perspective on everything. And my first time cosplaying as Star-Lord was actually, I was in school in Las Vegas because I went there for hotel management. Okay. And we went to the strip, and my friend said, hey, let's go get costumes. We went to Party City, and I got a Star-Lord a trench coat. That's it. Yeah. Walked around, and people were all like, oh, he's having fun with it. And I realized, like, I was seeing a better version of myself as this character. Yeah. And from that is when I started losing the weight. And everything is old school. I love 70s and 80s. So and my friends say I act like him and I have mannerisms. And it kind of just connected me with this fictional character, and it made me become a better version of myself. So Star-Lord is really what got me on this path of just a positive mindset and moving and wanting to do good for the world, like this event, and just like helping people. Because what I was telling you earlier is that Guardians, if you think about it, they're not good guys. They all have done theft or robbery. Right. They're not your typical heroes. Exactly. But they're misfits that come together to do something for the greater good, because that's just what people should do. Yeah. They have no motive other than to save someone. And that's kind of how I like to go about my life, is what can we do? We still feel good about ourselves, but how can we affect someone else? So since 2014, that's really been my push. Holy shit. You're like the walking, talking, living example of the power of what geek shit can do. Literally saves a life. It did, man. And there's got to be, if I'm just one of however many pounds. There's people out there who, if they look at themselves and they can connect with a character. When people ask me, who should I cosplay, right? I don't say, and it's a bad example, I don't say do who you look like, because I think like I do. Don't do like me. Don't listen to me. I tell them, do a character that makes you feel better about yourself. Who's someone who inspires you? And then that's when they're at their happiest, because they can be in that outfit and they can feel that armor, they can feel that the fabric or the weapons or the props, whatever it is. Yeah. Wow. Like that's it. Like I feel like a better version of myself, and that's what this should be about. And I love that. I love that you just said that, because we've touched on that with some previous cosplayers, where some people misconstrue what cosplay is in the way that they believe that you are using it to pretend to be something else. But really, when you get down to it, cosplay allows you to become the fuller person of yourself that oftentimes you're afraid to show because of judgment. Yeah. And it's when you think about it at its core, it really is an art form. It is. And I'm not saying good and bad. I was showing you a little something earlier. Yeah. And when people ask me, why do you want to do this character versus this? And because we all have good and bad sides to us, right? Yeah. I'm not saying be a villain and it justifies doing something wild, but I'm saying you channel your good side and your bad side through an art form that isn't hurting anyone else, if that makes sense. Right. Like no cosplays never hurt anybody else. Right. So it's really interesting. The more I think into it, it's a beautiful thing that I think gets overlooked, because I think it's so new in regards to hobbies,
Yeah, it's in regards to being like a mainstream popular thing.
It's not
Like,
sports. It's not
right.
things that have been around for so long. So
Well, as we talk about some of your favorite cosplays, let's take a look at them on your Instagram that you can use command Retro Rebel and you can give this guy a follow and you can look at this great work. Jeff Sits answered the question today, by the way, says, I always get James McAvoy or Ewan McGregor, which I totally can see, Jeff. I could totally see, especially James McAvoy. If you shaved your head, holy shit.
a little Professor X going.
Oh, yeah. More from like maybe
Split.
maybe if he shaved his head, but I guess the longer hair would be like Professor X in the earlier, like the 70s version. Okay, so we are looking at your Instagram, and you mentioned that Star-Lord is one of your ultimate favorites for those reasons, that he's positive, he's not perfect, he's putting good shit out in the world anyway. So talk to us about some of your other favorite cosplays. Like, we're seeing a ton of Mandalorian. Is it because you look like Pedro Pascal that got you to dress like this, or is there like a deeper reason, like Star-Lord? Okay, oops.
Oops, sorry. Oh, okay. So it's actually kind of funny because at first when I asked my friends, and I used to live with people in Orlando who worked with Star Wars, and me to Marvel, them is to Star Wars, they know everything you can think of.
Yeah.
We're fans. And I think I just started watching season 1 with them, or certain episodes with them, and I started to see his characteristics when he started to open up and he started to care about Grogu and he became more human, and how he was to himself, but he was kind of guarded with Cara Dune and all of them, and I see myself like that, where you're kind of portrayed as one thing and people say, oh, it's kind of one-dimensional, but then you get to know them more and there's more sides to them. And I can get into it, but Hopper and Star-Lord and even Mandalorian all have things in common, and I think I get pulled to these characters that people don't really notice have such strong connections. So for Mando, it really is that paternal caring for others who can't take care of themselves. Doesn't want to, but will end up doing it because it's the right thing to do. And then when I started posting I was going to do it, people are like, oh, you know what? You kind of look like him. And I was like, you know what? I'll play along. I'll throw that in there for fun. And there's my nephew, my newborn nephew, who's in that little Grogu outfit.
Oh my God.
So, and
oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did you always rock the mustache before you started leaning into the Pascal kind of look?
Yes. I've always had mustache and scruff. And I actually shaved for Pedro for the celebration, but I'm meeting Michael Rooker this weekend, who plays Yondu. So I'm trying to grow my Star-Lord burns back. But I've always just can imagine having no facial hair. I'll look like I'm 4.
Same. As soon as I shave, we're like transported back to our teens, which is a great thing. We can shift like that. You don't want it. We can be men or we can be children, whatever we need in any given sense. No. Ooh, here you lost the mustache, and I can see you kind of look even a little younger already.
Yeah. I can't stand it, man.
That's a handsome mug right there. Yeah, Alex, sorry, I'm not ignoring your love of Scooby. I went up and I saw, but yeah, Eldritch, he does. Anytime he even catches a glimpse of the brown or the green and pink from the Mystery Machine, he just like hones in. He's a huge Scooby fan, and you were with Scooby.
I used to be a character escort for Scooby. It was very fun. So him and I have some fun stories.
Oh my God, Alec, this is your chance. You're 1 degree away from Scooby.
Scooby taught me how to do his voice. He taught me how to do Shaggy's voice and all that. So.
Ooh, let's hear Shaggy.
Like, man, that's a good-looking
burger. Nice.
Sometimes I'll go up to like drive-thrus and I'll just do Scooby's voice, and they're like, "Okay, but what do you really want?" Because I don't know what you're saying.
So I'm seeing like, what's his butt? Help me out.
Nick Wilde.
Nick Wilde.
Yeah.
What's your attraction to Nick Wilde? Because I've seen that you do him quite often too.
So he, much like the other characters, the whole point of Zootopia from his perspective is people see you for what they see you, and they don't know who you are until they get to know you. And growing up overweight and stuff like that, I really resonated with that because I was always either it's such a stereotype, but or a cliche, a pick last in gym, or
Yeah.
you'd ask the girl out, but you weren't her type, or
Yeah.
whatever. And then until you actually meet people in your life who want to get to know you as a person, it changes things. And so I really resonated with Nick Wilde in the sense of, I know Zootopia was more of a take on race, but I saw it also as individuals and our personalities.
And I think that's totally in there.
Because, he was the whole predator. He's going to attack, or he's going to do this. So, yeah, Nick Wilde is near and dear to my heart. When I saw him at Disneyland, I was like so excited because he doesn't meet where I worked in Disney World. So it was a nice trip to see him.
That's amazing. I'm sensing, obviously, there's a theme with the kind of characters you resonate with.
Yeah.
Like you just mentioned, like when you were overweight, people looked at you differently. Do you feel like that, I guess, color just the way that you see the world now? Because since you lost 180 pounds, do you feel like people see you differently and treat you differently?
Definitely, it's unfortunate, but I also think at the same time, you see yourself. I think it's half and half. It can't always be one-sided where how are people portraying me. I think losing that weight gave me a lot of confidence and made me feel happy about myself, which in return give off that vibe to others. So I think it's half and half, but definitely, not to change the tone, but the same girl that I, was interested in when I was overweight is the same one who wanted me when I became thin. And I'm not basing that, as an overall idea, but it just gives you that, it paints that picture of, do people see you for who you are? Or do you want to get to know people, just over physical traits?
Yeah.
That's why I love a lot of these characters. And Shrek's another one. Human Shrek is one of my next cosplays, actually.
That tracks, because you showed me their cos plans.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think it's at the start of here.
Yeah, it's the last
here it is.
This morning, yeah.
I just saw this today. So these are your cos plans for the future. We got Agent Whiskey, the Goblin, Moon Knight, Hopper, Star-Lord, Han Solo, Indiana Jones, the human version of Shrek, and then TBD. Why are they TBD? Dracula and Joel.
Because I want to... So, truth be told, I have not played all of The Last of Us. And because of Pedro Pascal being Joel, people said, play the game first before you watch the HBO show. And if you like him, which I think you will based on your characters that you gear towards, which, from what I've been able to tell from what I have played, he takes care of someone who cannot take care of themselves, and he is a hardened soul. Am I wrong? I mean, I don't know if you played it.
I need to. Like, I've got really excited about the remaster, and I've heard just so many great things. So there's so many video games that I just haven't played, and I need to.
But if you look at them, for the most part, I can't speak for Agent Whiskey or Indiana Jones, or Green Goblin, but for the other ones, they all have this, I'm seen as this almost angry, kind of bigger, kind of, scarier type of person. But then when there's another side to me that if people got to know, that there's a compassionate and caring side. Yeah. And I mean, you can look at, Han's like that, Shrek, clearly, Hopper with 11, Moon Knight, he has Steven and Mark where there's different sides to him. So I didn't realize until people commented and said, hey, you really have this kind of tone to you. And I was like, and I think that's cosplay. What it boils down to is a reflection of who we are.
Jeez, see, who knew we were getting this deep talking about Mandalorian cosplay, but I am here for it. And Eldritch also says, I wanted to get into cosplay, but any character like that resonates with me, like you said, is non or semi-humanoid. So do you have any advice for Eldritch wanting to get into cosplay, but like it might be a little more difficult because they're either non-humanoid or half semi-humanoid? Right, where should they start?
I mean, let's take Nick Wilde, right?
Okay.
It's a fox. Now, I won't do a fur suit or anything like that, but I'll put on the stuff that makes, that he wears. So if you have the character that comes to mind, then you can kind of, what we call it back at Disney World is called Disney bounding. And what that is, right? You go to the park. Let's say I wanted to do Genie. Genie's actually my inspiration for doing comedy, and Robin Williams, I just love him.
Oh my God, I fucking love Robin Williams. To this day, the only celebrity I've ever sobbed when I found out they died.
There's
Like, it just resonated so much with him as a kid.
There's two celebrities that have touched my heart since, and it's Robin Williams and Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy has Donkey. Same with well, let's go back to your question. So like for Genie, right?
Yeah.
I would wear a red belt, a light blue shirt, or long sleeve shirt with yellow cuffs because of like his shackles, and then dark royal blue pants. So you can dress up to the color code of it, or you can also kind of take your own. If you want to go hardcore, you can do body spray paint a blue, but make it like streaks so it's more human mixed with the Genie. That's the best part of cosplay, right? You can make it whatever you want as long as you're happy at the end of the day and you connect to it. That's the finish line. So
yeah, and you can't let anybody tell you that either your version of the cosplay is inaccurate or stupid or doesn't fit the character, because that's it. Like, it's you. You bring your own spirit to it, just like any character that you perform as. Like, there's a piece of you in it, and nobody can take that away from you. So Eldritch, do it. Commit to starting. Let us support you in whatever you want to make. And if you need more advice, Eldritch, you know that every Monday, almost every Monday, we're going to have somebody on here that can kind of gas you up and give you some tips. And then if ever you're watching this back, you can always go back on YouTube and watch some other ones, find our old cosplayers. We've got a lot of foam crafters and special effects artists that can help you there too.
And props to those people who can do that craft. You know, I just kind of plan what files I want to use and the fabrics, or I go on Amazon, I see what I can make. But the people who 3D print and foam cut and all that stuff, it's like, that's so above my mentality. Like, if you can learn that skill, you can honestly do anything creatively.
Honestly, I'm in awe. Every time we've had a few, like I said, foam crafters and special effect artists that I'm like, geez, like, how do you even begin? And I have so much respect because it's so much time.
To answer Alex's question, because he said Scooby Doo Cosplay when.
Yes.
I'm not going to have y'all, go all the way down in my feed, but during COVID, during COVID, I want to say, because Scoob came out May 2020, I actually did a Scooby Doo bound where it was we 3D printed his dog tag. That was about this big. I got a what's it called? A teal belt that you'd wear, and I wore it like a normal belt. My friend looks like Shaggy almost, and we did Scooby Doo and Shaggy, and we just did a photo shoot in our house, and it was fun. We made Scooby snacks. I looked up the recipe from the live action movie.
No way.
Yeah. And we had a full-on like Scooby-Doo just like marathon to get excited for the video on demand movie. I think you're getting there, actually. Yeah.
Getting close?
Maybe. I post so much. Oh yeah, okay, we're getting there. So now I'm about to leave Orlando. We're getting there. There, right there. If you go up a little.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
These two?
Yeah, those three right there. The one with the he's holding.
Nice.
And
and I love that. Like, you didn't put dog ears on. You captured the character of Scoob. You got the big dog tag.
I had Mystery Machine socks, and that was it, man.
There we go.
You just have fun with it. Yeah, I mean, see, I'm looking like a dork. I don't care.
You look like so baby-faced. I
know.
That's great. I love it. Can I ask, what's the attraction to Beetlejuice that I've seen a few of?
So, that's funny because I watched Beetlejuice for the first time, I want to say 2019.
Like the original?
Yeah, I never seen it before that. And I'm watching it, and this character pops out of nowhere. And fun fact, did you know he's only in the movie for 15 minutes?
What?
The entirety of that film, Michael Keaton, within, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, he only has 15 minutes of screen time in that whole movie.
What?
And it's called Beetlejuice. But anyways, so I watched this movie. This character, he's like unfiltered. He pops up out of nowhere whenever he wants. He makes jokes. He makes things happen. And I think that's kind of like my more mature, darker version of the Genie.
Sure.
Like, kind of. Not like it's stretching it, but it made me. I did a character, and I actually am standing outside of my house. If you look behind me in that window, I had the Beetlejuice sign that he has by his grave.
Oh, over here, yeah.
Yeah. These kids would come by, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going? Welcome." Like, "Hey, get over here. Let's take a photo," or something like that. And it's just fun to, give yourself a different persona where kids and adults, especially the adults, the kids thought I was the Joker. And the hey, what's up, man?
Fluffy Barista says, "Hi, Daniel. Love you, buddy."
He's one of my OG parts of my community when I started on TikTok.
Thanks for stopping in, Fluffy. I love when people's people show up for them here, because that's
and it goes back to what we were saying, right?
Great.
You find your people.
Sorry, reaching over. Yeah, you find your people not by hiding in a closet and keeping what you want to do on the back burner, but by doing it out loud, making full ass accounts just for like what you want to do. This is amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No, I'm super glad that you're doing it, and I'm so glad like what it's done for you in your life, and that you want to now use that as a platform to encourage other people to continue to do that for their life, and that's what this whole thing is fucking meant to do.
Honestly, praise.
So let's talk about Mandalorian.
Okay.
Because in probably more recent time, I'm seeing it like consistently throughout your feed. How long have you been cosplaying the Mando specifically?
So I started this project last January 2021, and it took it took 10 months to get all these pieces together, because I wanted to do this character justice, and this is the first time I did an exact replica. So like the armor is from the guy who is actually the display model for the 501st. So I wanted to so I don't want to butcher his last name, Jason Pollin. He's from Florida. Amazing. I mean, all these people are amazing creators, and he made me that armor, and he went down to the details. So if you look at my armor versus a lot of the other cosplayers, they go for that shiny look, and I wanted it to be like, he's been in some fights, he's been in the dust. I wanted it to look like it was worn and not so shiny.
It is a little like the what's the metal called? The steel Beskar steel.
Yeah,
it's got kind of that matte finish to it, exactly. And he captured it.
And he did a phenomenal job. And I will always go to creators who I know are passionate about their work, and not just whether it's price point or they're popular. So same with my surprise helmet that I have. I found that person because he loves what he does. The cape is, I believe, I don't want to butcher this. I believe it's from Italy. No, sorry, the cape is from Scotland with real sheep's wool.
Dude.
I actually have the replica upgraded cape that I haven't worn yet. I'm wearing it for the first time, and I'm looking at it right now. Because the cape in the show is actually a mesh of red fibers, violet fibers, and purple and black, but you don't notice it.
No.
So there's always constant upgrades with this, and this is the boots are from Mexico. The belt is from Italy. God. So everywhere, it took so long to build this, and I'm just really proud of sticking with it and the patience that I had so that I could make something that I'm proud to wear.
I can only imagine how much all of this cost.
Yeah, I like to forget that part.
Yeah, I bet. But I love that, like, so many people think, well, I can't make it myself, so I don't want to be like a fake cosplayer, which is not true at all. Like, there's so many creators that I love that you look for the people that have the passion, and so that you can rep it and you can say, oh my God, this guy who cares so much made this, and he put this much detail in it, and you're a walking billboard for creators everywhere.
Yeah, and like what you said, it doesn't have to be a replica by any means.
No.
If you have the ability to, like, the way I see it is this, right? People go to concerts, people go out with friends, people their version of relaxing or treating themselves is travel. I choose to put all of my earnings into my cosplay, because at the end of the day, there's so much going on in the world that there's not enough time to focus on all the negative. And if you can find an outlet or something that makes you happy, then why is that? That's not a bad thing. If that's where I'm putting my time into,
like it's self-care at that point.
Exactly. And yeah.
By the way, Fluffy says, glad to be here. He is the best guy I know. He is such a truly humble and sweet person, the most kind heart of any person on TikTok.
Well, you're gonna make me a little bit. I'm getting a little bit emotional with that because he really has been around since the beginning, and he's been around before I changed my handle. That's how long this guy's been around.
Wow. What was it previously?
The Milano pilot.
Nice. Okay. How long ago had you changed it then?
I feel like you'd know better than me. Probably, I want to say October, November.
Okay.
Because then at that time, I was focusing on, hey, instead of just doing this one cosplay, I want to grow as this creator who can reach out to people. So
here you go. Yeah.
There's my logo.
There it is.
And actually, I like using things from my community. So someone at one of my first live streams, because I make playlists, and they actually drew me in that 2D picture.
Oh, cool.
I use that as my logo because I just love the fact that someone took the time out of their day for that. So,
by the way, and Eldritch says the photo that we were just showing a minute ago says it gives retired Empire commander vibe. Dig it. That's what's going to be on the wall. This employee of the month, October.
Jacket. Man, I haven't toured through my feed in a very long time.
Right?
I had a Tony Stark look.
But you do post a lot, and let me ask you about this because we were talking a little bit previously before the stream about social media because we both kind of come from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah.
And while this is not your job and this is not my job, it's hard not to turn that off, but still like honor it and do what you want to do with it. So what is your mindset when it comes to like the social media? Because you do post a lot and that's exhausting and it takes a ton of time to create that content. So yay, thanks for the follow, Fluffy. So what's like your mindset and how do you keep that balance?
It's trying at times because I'm trying to be careful with what I'm saying. Growing how I am now, I'm being told to post at least. I'm supposed to post 3 times a day. I'm supposed to do a lot of story interactions, and my goal is to get. What am I doing? My goal is to get invited to the premieres, like the Marvel premieres and stuff. And after talking to a lot of creators and actually luckily finding someone who wants to utilize me as one of their what do you want to call it? Like they're my agent essentially.
Oh, okay.
They're telling me, you need to post this much and this. So as of recently, I've kind of been off the grid on TikTok just because I've been busy with work.
Okay.
It says what I would normally do is on Saturdays from when I wake up to when I go to sleep, I make 38 videos. And it's
hold on. What the fuck did you just say?
I said so what I do throughout the week is I plan out the audios, and throughout the week I plan what I'm going to do, what the caption is. Like each day is a different subject, and then on Saturday I initiate and I make the videos in my costume from when I wake up till probably around 2 or 3. So it's pretty much my whole day on Saturday being in that armor, and it's exhausting, but I'm very serious about it because this is what I love. So yeah.
38 videos you make every weekend.
As of recently, no, because I've been busy. But yeah, consistently for about 3 months, I was doing around 38 to 42 videos a weekend, and then
I'm broken.
What's that?
I'm broken. You broke me. I'm so glad T isn't here because he would be like, "See, Boser, that's what we should be doing, planning content." I'm like, stop! You're exhausting me just thinking about it. What?
Is.
What? Okay. Now, like literally, you broke me. Okay, so you said, and I'm not fighting you or contradicting you. I'm trying to understand your mentality and your balance. What is it you're aiming to do?
Like end goal?
Yeah. What's the end goal for your cosplay here?
I want to be a content creator who I don't know how you connect the dots here, but I want to be a content creator who gets paid and I can take care of myself while inspiring others and attending and promoting Marvel, but through their company. I don't want to be a freelance, pay me this much for this. I want to do it purely because this sounds extreme, but I do owe my life and my love and everything to what I cosplay and these characters. I mean, I will do anything for that stuff. So that's really the end goal, is just find a way to live happily while doing these characters and making a difference.
And that's the thing, right? Finding a way to live happily and make this content for these characters. And because so many people get kind of lost in the weeds, and it becomes just this like hamster wheel that you can't get off. And if you're not strongly motivated like you are, clearly, then you're going to forget why you're doing it. And it's just going to, if you're just doing it for the money, essentially, then it's not going to happen.
You can't, you know, like if you look at it, if you do it for the money, the majority of the time, there's a saying, you know, you don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Right.
People can put on a face. People can be a hype man for everything. Even if a movie is terrible, they will hype it up because they know that's what gets attraction.
Right.
People will follow stances because the common person says, it's raining outside, so everyone says, oh, it's raining outside because he said so. You know, there's a following, but it's really rare when you find someone who wants to just do something based on their own thoughts and their positive. They want to make a difference in the world.
Right.
And I just think that if you can be that person, then you will create more people and who are like that, and that creates a better environment for the whole community.
Holy fucking
because
shit.
I mean, like, look at us, right? Before we started this, you and I were off to a great start. I already think you're like one of my friends, best buddies.
It's great. I'm so glad we're there. Same. We're
Right?
gonna talk every day now. Sorry, not sorry.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Is you find the right people, and then you'll get more followers. And there's that other saying: you get more bees with honey than vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do good, then you're going to get good in return.
And Fluffy Barista said he also wants to do events at children's hospitals because he has a heart of freaking gold. And Eldritch, who can do math much faster than I, said that's an estimated 456 videos in 3 months.
That is a lot. I mean, I'm surprised I still have a following base with how much I was posting, to be honest. Like, I was posting... So I had a set schedule. I forgot what app I was using. It's where it does content automatically.
Like Hootsuite or something like that.
Stuff like that. I was doing 9 a.m. I was looking at the analytics of, like, you know, Tuesdays at 9 a.m. are prime time on TikTok versus this.
Yeah.
And I was making sure everything posted, making sure I was responding to every single person who commented, because I think if you catch every single person, you don't know whose life you could be, and I mean this seriously, saving or changing by noticing someone. I mean, think about it, right? If you have someone who's on TikTok and they have no followers, no friends, and they say, I'm not going to say names. Someone messaged me, and I think you'll appreciate this. I got a 3-paragraph message on Instagram, and someone said to me, and I don't want to get emotional while saying this, I'm going to try and whatever. Someone said to me, I really appreciate everything. I really appreciate everything that you're doing, because you talk to us like we're family. And my dad used to talk to me about Marvel before he passed away, and I didn't have that. I didn't have that person to talk to, and so, like, when I see stuff like that, it makes me realize, like, continue what you're doing, because it's a good thing. So.
Oh my god.
So it's and I do.
Oh my god.
I keep those messages because it makes me.
Yeah.
You know, think what I'm doing.
You are living that paternal character that you want to cosplay through your cosplay.
And I feel it. I've always never, and I don't know if this is a psychological problem, but I've always felt like I don't really know who I am, but I know how I feel about myself when I see it on screen. So I can be really quiet and secluded when I don't know someone, but when I care about them, I'm going to go pick them up if they need me. I'm going to go and help them. And, like, take Hopper, right? He's very dark-minded, but he means well and he wants to do well. And it's a constant struggle that he has. And I just, you know, when I watch these characters, that's the beauty about entertainment, is that these actors are able to connect with you on an emotional level that a lot of other formats of art can't do.
Dude, you're doing all of this right. You're doing all of this right. And speaking of, just kind of a quick plug as we get further in the stream, for those wanting to use cosplay to do good, we are trying to raise some money for little Alyssa here. She was in a terrible accident earlier in the year, and Retro, as well as the community of Star Wars lovers in his area, for a specific family. What's the store that's called?
The Holocron store.
And it's like a specific like Star Wars kind of geek-centric store there in your spot.
There is no Star Trek, no Marvel, everything from when you walk in. They have the retro toys from like 80s. They have, I've seen they had like the Millennium Falcon that I think was in like maybe a Target for a promo just hanging on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
They have statues of Darth Vader. Like these are real, true Star Wars fans who just wanted to share that love with everyone. And it's such a cool place. And they just added a new location in Austin, Texas.
Oh, good.
It's great that they're growing, and it's just a beautiful thing.
So for anybody out in the Texas area, if you stop and see the Holocron store, make a point to stop and support this family that's trying to do well for their daughter, as well as trying to do well for the geek community at large. And you can click this link, and if you're watching back on the YouTube, the link will be below in the comments. So stop by, donate $5, like Alex said earlier. Donate more if you can, but just a little bit helps, and we as a geek community can help support those that are trying to support the geek community. You said something that like floored me, and I hadn't heard it in a long time, because like I said, people get lost in the weeds with like the algorithm. And you said you commented on every single person that you responded to every single person that commented, not because, and what I expected you to say was because it helps the algorithm. You said no, because that person might need that connection. And I'm like, holy fuck. And it honestly, can I be like super honest? That just made me do a check on myself, because this channel wasn't born out of making ourselves look good or hitting some sort of algorithm or becoming famous in any way. It was born from wanting to have a place for everybody to geek out loud. And I myself get lost in the weeds because I come from a marketing department, and that's where my mindset is. And when you just said that, I just said, Boser, you better check the fuck out of yourself. Why are you responding to that person in the comments? Is it to make that human connection and to show them they're not alone and that geeking out loud will attract their tribe? Or is it just so the algorithm likes you?
And to be honest, really, and let me ask you, because everyone who works in marketing has a different take on stuff.
Yeah.
Do you truly think that every comment and like, and I get the share aspect, makes a difference for a video? Because I don't think commenting, unless you're tagging Marvel or you're tagging another person and it gets genuine, viewership, I don't know, or I don't think that it would cause traction. It might. I know likes, the more likes, the algorithm, I think it's for every like, it spreads to 2, and if those 2 like it and they don't follow you, it spreads to 4. It's like a hydra.
See, and I almost heard the opposite, because liking's easy. Anybody, boom, can double tap on Instagram, but a comment takes actual engagement.
Yeah.
And so I heard that the algorithm favors commenters because that's a person that's going to take that extra step and go for the interaction rather than a quick double tap.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that from a audience perspective. I wouldn't assume that from the creator itself. But no one knows the TikTok algorithm. It doesn't make sense.
Gold. It knows exactly what I want in my life, apparently. It gets me all these videos that I love.
Right. Well, yeah. From what you follow,
Yeah.
But it comes down to it. The way I see it, it's long-term investment and passion versus long-term dreams, but cutting corners. And I think, if let's say I had 2 million followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I could comment on every single person.
No.
I think it's kind of a beautiful thing being able to see everyone's comments and being happy with the community, because just like Fluffy here, or just like, I'm just trying to name names off the top of my head. I have repetitive, a family, not even just followers. I have a family that whenever I post something, they say, like Fluffy will say, like, here, he's like, it's so good to see you, or I haven't seen you in a while, or something. And that's that connection.
Yeah.
That, I think if you can build that on a broader, on a larger frame, then you're going to naturally, you're going to be seen for what you're doing, you know?
And that's what I love. Like, I almost have this weird fear. Like, if for some reason this community or channel like took off, I would desperately miss this level of interaction. Like right now, anybody that comments in the chat,
you'll see it.
We can see it. We can respond. And Alec, you said this years ago that you prefer smaller channels because you have this level of interaction. But there comes a point where the snowball gets too big, and then it just becomes this mile fast chat that you can't keep up with, and you're just kind of talking into the void and responding to that 1 out of 100. And I'm not sure I would want that ever.
And I mean, like, I have a friend, a content creator who she is doing phenomenal work. Like, I've never met her in person, but the way she interacts with people, the way that you can tell when someone's genuine. She doesn't always see my comments when I say that's awesome or, oh my God, I love that look. But, you know, a week or two later, and she sees that comment, she'll say to me, she'll respond because she
goes back.
Really cares about the fan base that she's creating.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, what you were saying, a smaller base is more intimate than a larger base. And you just hope that the people that if and when you grow, they know that you're staying true to yourself and that you'll get to them when you can. But
I love that. Yeah, like Alec, I respond to me. I need the attention. I'm very important. Then you, I get that. You are very important, Alec. You're one of our he is one of our moderators and one of our oldest fans in the community. Not even fan. Like I don't like that word because that makes it sound like it's like looking to us. It's just like like you said, part of the family.
Yeah, it's a team.
Part of the FGBG family. I have some of their DNA. You do. I think you might have Lucas's hair and his strap from his underwear because we're very close here in the FGBG family. But Fluffy, God, he says, I'm sorry, they, not sure the pronoun. I agree 100%. But when Daniel started getting more followers like crazy and we had to put family talk on the back burner, it made sense. But others were not as understanding. You always have some people who are not happy with growth.
Yep. And, you know, and thank you for reminding me because there was a time where like my roommate at the time, he was I work well with banter. You can't tell. I'm really good with dialogue. And my roommate would be a part of it. And we started to form inside jokes because I did a live every night. It wasn't every other night, every 3 nights. I did a live almost every night. Wow. 6, and then I started doing Fluffy, Tuesdays, Thursdays, something like that. But
you decreased it.
Right, because that was draining for me because making the content and then doing a live stream. And I want Fluffy, I'm going to wait, see what he says. Fluffy, on average, what would you say my live stream, the duration was on average? And you're going to get blown away by this, and you'll see how insane I am. But what I'm
afraid for you.
I mean, I am too. It was ridiculous. It was mentally taking a toll.
Yeah.
It was mentally taking a toll on me because I started to feel more of like a character that they wanted to see on television than an individual, a persona, if you will. And I just told them, I was like, guys, there's so many inside jokes that we have because we're constantly tuning in that other new followers aren't going to feel a part of the group because they're not going to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's hard to break into inside jokes.
Right. So I said to them, how about this? We do a live stream, and when he tells you the duration.
1 or 2 hours or more.
Yeah, and that was every
night.
Until I started doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I said to them, guys, when it gets to a certain time and we see the followers have gone from like 42 to, let's say, the 6 of us, I said, then let's talk about our inside jokes because I don't want anyone new popping in and feeling like they don't get it or they don't belong in this group.
Yeah.
So I was very sensitive to what we were doing and what we were talking about because then you're not going to get more family members. And a lot of them, they weren't about it. They weren't happy about it. And I was just like, well, then I have to cut this live because this is about growing. It's not about creating a clique.
Yeah, it's about welcoming in, loving in some new people that need a place to geek out.
Right. Essentially,
to feel like they have a connection, feel like they have somebody that understands what they're going through.
You said 1 or 2 hours, which is the average, but I will let you know I have done like a 4.5 hour stream.
Jeez. Did you do it on like Instagram or TikTok? TikTok? Yeah.
And it was just, to be fair, I was like, playing Smash Bros. And it was like my version of Twitch because I don't have a PC setup, but
yeah.
It was,
neither do I, by the way.
Really?
Hey, what's up? Let's get rolling. Thanks for the raid. Give a shout out to Let's Get Rolling. What up, you guys? Welcome. We are here live on a 4 Geeks by Geeks Geek Out Sesh Monday night with the Pedro Pascal Target brand.
Thank you.
It's Retro Rebel, and you can thank. Oh my god! You guys are amazing. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. Oh my god, Mando, look at me here. I'm here. That's him. No, he's even better. Like I can't believe that the real Pedro Pascal would be any more of a golden human than this man. Like throughout the night, you guys, I've got immediate man crush. I know we're gonna be best friends just because your heart is made of gold, like your own family member, community family member, Fluffy has said. So thanks for stopping by. My daughter is obsessed. Well, get her over to the computer. Show her that Pedro's here. Not only that, he does an amazing Mandalorian, as well as a lot of other great characters that he does because they represent the best parts of humanity. Not just because they're cool, and not just because he kind of looks like Pedro Pascal. Kind of, I mean a lot. I told my partner I would leave him for Pedro. Uh-oh, hey, you might have somebody sliding in your DMs tonight.
Let me tell you, the amount of, like this guy's, but no. The amount of messages I get and like, what's that called? The novel, I say it all the time, I should be, Rough Day messages.
Oh God.
All that fan fiction. I'm like, y'all need God. Y'all need someone because I'm.
Thanks for the follow, Psychic.
Yeah, I was like, this is too much. Oh, I remember I did that giveaway. That's crazy. Like, I haven't scrolled through my stuff, so I'm just remembering.
This is for Let's Get Rolling. There you go. You've now seen Pedro Pascal in his underwear.
There you go.
A bunch of times. Oh, is that the partner? We are Star Wars stands over here. Thanks for the follow, Psychic Crow. Where'd you guys come from? What were you doing on your stream? Were you playing your D&D? Well, stick around, you guys, because we are about to test Retro's knowledge of Pedro Pascal in just a few minutes with a little trivia game that I put together for him and for you. Playing Castle Crashers. Okay. Currently wearing an Ahsoka hoodie. Nice. A true Mandalorian never removes their helmet, but their pants, on the other hand.
You know, it's not. You can't sit in that is the thing. It's very difficult to. So then again, it's a running joke. I hate wearing pants. So
are you wearing pants right now?
I actually had to check. I'm wearing really big. I have to wear really big basketball shorts. I don't know if you ever seen Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, when he goes out, he wears like Walmart one basketball shorts. That's me. I hate dressing up, but I just got back from work. That's the only reason why you see me in a button-down shirt.
Okay, respect. Well, I wore my low-key Star Wars shirt. I love the shirt because if you
didn't even notice that was Star Wars.
I know.
You know it's cool because it's minimalist.
I got it my boat. You could call it Mando, but I got it when the Mandalorian wasn't a thing.
Okay.
You got your blasters. You got your TIE fighters.
Storms.
Your Y-Wing.
Yeah.
And
where's that from? Because
Kohl's?
Okay.
It's Arizona, I think.
It's really cool.
No, it's one of my favorite shirts. We had such a good conversation, and then the raid came, and then I got off track. You guys, this man was dropping like fucking wisdom about just connecting with people, and which aligns so well with what we believe here at 4 Geeks. Just using cosplay, using your love of Marvel, using your love of Star Wars, using your love of anything, and allowing that to be the bridge that connects you to utter strangers. Because if you have that, like, that's why I fucking love going to cons. You dress up as whatever, and it doesn't matter who they are, what they look like, where they came from. You both love this character. You love the show so much, and instantly you have a bond. That I guess sports might be the only other thing, like wearing a basketball jersey of your favorite player, and then, but I don't think anybody's going to respond, oh my God, I love LeBron, the same way that they would respond you walking in looking like the fucking Mandalorian.
Yeah, because, you know, it's so drastic that it clears the the runway for I can have a conversation with this person.
Yes.
I don't have to overthink it. He clearly likes what he's wearing. You know what I mean?
Oh, what's up, Steggy? Welcome to the chat. We love Steggy. Steggy is a past.
We'll show you this if you want me to pull up.
Alumni. Yeah. Yeah. Go get it.
Okay. So, when I went to Star Wars Celebration, I actually met the guy who makes my my ammo, the metal parts of the cosplay.
Really?
Yeah. So the company.
And you hadn't met him. You just like reached out through socials.
Yeah, because he's not from the U.S.
Okay.
And I don't want to.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to say where he's not. I don't want to be false about it. But anyways, I met him up, and I just said thank you so much. He goes, "Oh, you're Retro Rebel, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I make your stuff," and he showed me his logo. I said, "Dude, let me tell you something. Without your work, without everyone's work, my cosplay would not be what it is." So, because I know a lot of people, I've worked in costuming at Disney, and some people oversee that and only focus on the character because there's other components that make the experience, right?
Yeah.
I said to him, without you, it would not be a thing. And he actually gave me this, which is actually the heart of, you can call it Mandalore Beskar, the heart of the Beskar, like that sits on the chest.
Uh-huh.
And so I've actually been wearing this like every day because
I love that.
It's crazy to meet someone who has just helped you. And then you're all like, you both appreciate each other so much, you know? So it was so cool meeting a lot of the creators at that event because that was my first celebration.
That's amazing. By the way, Let's Get Rolling says, you want to come to our daughter's 3rd birthday? We're seriously trying to hire a Mando lookalike.
I would. In a heartbeat, especially if it makes a kid's day, I'm happy about it. So,
which is his MO, and he literally fucking means it. Like, I've been trying to trick him into saying some douchey, like, content creator, only focus on the algorithm kind of thing, and every time, he can't. It's not in your heart of Mandalore to even have that mindset. It's always about what can I do? Like this man said, he makes sure he responds to every single comment, not because it helps an algorithm, just because there's somebody that might need that interaction, especially from somebody that loves cosplay, loves Mandalorian, loves whatever you love. And he's also showing his support for, I'm sorry, typing commands at the same time, for a little girl in his hometown that had a terrible accent earlier this year. And they are huge Star Wars fans. And they also have a great store called the Holocron store. And they are geeks to the core. And they use their lives to support the geek culture, their hometown. So geek culture showed up to support the lives of their daughter. So if you want to go support Alyssa, which I realized I spelled the hashtag wrong, Justic for Alyssa, please go and make a small donation. Every little bit helps. We're trying to use this as just kind of a little charity stream as well. Let's Get Rolling says, you'll be called Baby Yoda's dad.
You know what's funny is, so I have the replica of Grogu, and I have the replica of Groot, Baby Groot, and I'm trying to figure out what I want my next like sidekick to be.
Yeah.
And it's really creepy sometimes because like the helmets, they'll just like stare at me at night, or the replicas, they're just like Grogu's just like staring at me, and it's I am his dad.
That's your daddy. You Baby Yoda's daddy.
I'll protect him.
Well, please, everybody, go use the command. If you haven't seen it already, scroll up a little bit or use command Retro Rebel. Go follow this man on Instagram, and then everything else, including his TikTok, which is over 85K. Good for you.
Is it?
That's what you told me. Or no, it's at 85K plus.
No, I got excited. Oh no, it's close. It's getting there. It's
what we're gonna call it, because after the stream,
I'm happy with that. Yeah,
it's gonna be 85K because every Saturday for a little while. Oh, he took a small break for his mental health and his work, but he was creating 38 videos in his Mandalore costume every Saturday. Not for the algorithm, for the connection. Like, what is this person? You don't exist in real life. And you look like Pedro Pascal. Holy fucking shit. I can't, Steggy. I can't. But we're going to test your knowledge, because even if you may not be Pascal in real life, we have a little game I put together that I like to call Pass or Pascal. So what's going to happen is I've got some questions, some trivia questions, and you in the chat should play too. Maybe you know a lot about Pedro Pascal. Maybe you don't know who Pedro Pascal is. He plays a Mandalorian, by the way. We're going to find out more about his life and see how well this doppelganger knows about his own doppelganger.
Let's go.
Let's get rolling. Says, not going to lie, I'm kind of fangirling. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so let me pull up the game. This one. Yes, you do. Don't lie to me. Hold on. Technical difficulties, because always. Screen one, screen two. Okay, then. No, that's not it. What do I need? We're doing great. This has worked before in the past. It's just not working now.
I'm here. I'm causing problems.
Everybody knows we have our own issues. It's never your fault.
What if Pedro's the doppelganger?
He's a Retro Rebels doppelganger. Hey, Boser, you're doing great. Thank you. I need that kind of encouragement. I thrive on it. I'm restarting Keynote, PowerPoint. And it should work, damn it.
Alex says, who's older? Alec, I want to know, how old do you think I am?
Alec knows how old I am because he's got all of her birthdays memorized because he's a savant. Okay, well, I guess you're just going to take my word for what these questions are and what the answers are because I can't get it to show. Anyway.
You were so close. I am 42 now.
How old are you really?
I'm just turned 26.
Okay, I'm like, you aren't 42? I was like, fuck you, you're 42. You look so young if you're 42. Technical difficulties. Yeah, that's exactly why we have, we created this. And you can buy some merch, technical difficulties. It's in the merch store. Use command merch.
I love that.
Because that's our MO now. Just fucking shit up on the internet. Okay, so you can't see the questions, but I can. Playing a little Pass or Pascal. Chat, play along. Question number 1. I'm going to read a statement. You're going to tell me which part of it is untrue.
Okay.
Bonus points if you can tell me what the correct part is. Pedro Pascal was born in Madrid, April 2nd, 1975.
Okay. I'm going to change Madrid out for Chile.
Correct!
There you go. Okay.
He is Chilean. I start with a softball on you.
That's was born. The one I'm going to get.
The rest might be some shots in the dark, but who knows? Pedro Pascal was born in Chile, April 2nd, 1975. So, are you good at math? How old is he now?
75, so that's 25 and then 20. So he is 47? Is that 47?
Sure. Sounds right to me.
Because 25, 25, 2025 would be 50. So, yeah, he's 40, 43, 47. Somewhere there.
There you go. We're going to say that's correct without a calculator. I'm just really focused. I really want this to work. It won't work. Okay, well, screw you. Okay, question number 2. In 2011, you're going to tell me true or false.
Okay.
It's false. Tell me the correct. In 2011, he starred in Game of Thrones as Oberyn Martell.
Confession, I've never watched Game of Thrones. But
Confession, I've only seen like the first 3 episodes.
Oh, okay, I don't feel as bad. I believe I don't believe he was in Game of Thrones. But now I'm starting to think he is. So yes, he was in Game of Thrones. But I can't give you anything else other than that.
Well, the answer is true.
Okay.
And I'm looking at a picture. You can't see it because I suck at my job. But he was actually in Game of Thrones in 2011. And it's one of the things that really started, not the earliest, which you're going to find out later. Let's get rolling. True. Correct. Correct. He was in Game of Thrones. He wears a lot of gold and he looks snazzy as hell.
Maybe I'll look at one of his characters, see if I relate to it.
There you go. We'll just keep it going. I don't know anything about, honestly, I need to watch some more of it. I don't know why. It's just like, I watched 4 episodes, I think. It's not that it was bad. It just, I don't know.
they're already doing like a, what's it called? Like a Mother of Dragons spinoff or something like that. I'm like, now I really have to catch up.
Okay, so here's one digging deep into his past a little bit.
Okay.
Not even. Wonder Woman wasn't his first DC project. In fact, in 2011, he worked on an unaired NBC pilot, unaired, following the story of which DC character?
Oh, man.
So you could take a shot in the dark and name any DC character.
Okay, well, you said WB, so CW, I guess.
It was an NBC.
NBC.
Yeah.
Was it a Superman and Lois spinoff?
I wish. I would love to see some more Lewis and Clark coming back.
You know, they did a show, or there was a show. The reason I'm saying that is there was actually a show that dealt with the aftermath of superhero fights, and it was a team of normal humans, and it was a comedy show that was like a department that went in there, kind of like Shieldwood or something like that. But it was like on ABC or NBC or whatever it was. So I thought maybe that was it.
So you said Lois and Clark. Oceana says Wonder Woman or Supergirl. Fluffy says Ted Cord.
I don't even know who that is.
Me neither. Wow. He's like extra geek.
He must know, yeah.
Correct answer is it was a Wonder Woman NBC unaired pilot.
Yeah. So it worked out. He came back at least.
Yeah. Super geeky. Powerless is which is what it was called. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's what it was.
Oceano's got kind of an inside scoop. She kind of works in television for the NBC you just talked about. Yeah. Oh, that's the show you talked about.
Yeah.
Powerless. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I was like, that was so obscure, and it was.
Is that on?
No,
is that like on something that I could watch? I want to watch that.
Maybe on Peacock if it was on NBC.
Oh, that's true. I'm Googling it real quick. Powerless NBC. I want it to be a thing. I mean, there's episodes. There's multiple episodes.
Yeah.
So probably
I
Peacock.
just don't think it lasted season.
It was not Rainbow Man. It was Wonder Woman. It was an NBC unaired pilot about Wonder Woman. All right, so
I'm glad it was a movie. I'm glad they made it into a movie.
You're 2 correct, 1 incorrect.
Okay.
Keep track in the chat how many he's got. I just remember it had Danny Pudi in it from Community. Oh, okay. All right, question 4. In 1995, Pascal graduated from NYU's Tisch School of what?
Arts.
Tisch School of the Arts?
Yes.
Is correct!
There we go.
Nice! Dude, was that a guess, or did you have an idea?
The only reason I know that is because I applied for that school. So
did you really?
I did. I applied for that and other school, like Hofstra and other theater schools.
Dude, you would have like followed after.
I know.
Pedro Pascal. The arts, yes, Oceana, the arts, good.
Sweet.
Okay, so you said theater schools just now.
Yes.
Meaning that you were going for theater.
I was originally going for theater.
Really? Okay. Well, hey, theater kid.
Right.
Okay. So, did you do like theater in high school?
I did theater in high school. I did like the Secret Garden. I did
nice
your usual high school plays.
Yeah.
But towards the end of my high school, I wrote kind of our senior skit, like an hour and a half. I did SNL. Like I made all the skits. I made all the parodies.
Nice. Yeah.
I did the voice, and from there, my college. Not professor, my college advisor was like, you need to go to these schools. And then I found out how much they cost, and I was like, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it, but
a lot. I'm still paying for mine.
Yeah. And a fun story about college, though, I went to Vegas for hospitality and stuff like that. And when I was that heavy, I used to, on weekends, go on the strip as Alan from The Hangover, and I would do his voice. No, I'll send you. It's way down in Instagram, so don't even worry about it. But I was had the beard, and I did his voice, and I did his laugh, and I'd go in like to Caesar's Palace and do the whole "Did Caesar really live here?" and stuff like that. And
you sound just like him.
And I did everything. And like bachelorette parties would have me like go in their car and take the after party photos, you know, with the really crappy phone.
Yeah.
And I would just do his laugh like out the window, like, ha! That's classic. And like people would just. And I would like stand like, let's say we went to an IHOP and I'm like, is this place pager friendly? And I'd keep a straight face, and they'd be all like, I can't handle this guy right now. So it was, I brought the theater with me if I couldn't be in school.
So you've been cosplaying like your whole goddamn life.
Pretty much. Did I
Did
bring
you
the baby? 100%. I actually have him in the other room. He is sitting on my prop shelf.
Oh my god. That's amazing. See, that's why we're such kindred spirits.
Right?
We're theater kids at heart. Theater kids just find other theater kids.
It's true.
All right, let's keep it going. Question number 5. This is a multiple choice.
Okay.
So you in the chat, maybe you have a better chance. Shortly after his birth, Pascal's parents were given political asylum in which European country? Was it A, Ireland, B, Spain, or C, Denmark?
I want to say Spain.
Okay, why do you say Spain?
I am just because normally if I don't know something, I go with B.
I kind of had that mindset. That's why I'm like, okay, I can't put the right answer B because everyone's going to think it's the second one. I was like, he's going to figure it out and just take a guess.
Did I say B? I meant Denmark. I meant C.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Well, if you did, you would have been correct.
Good.
First, we have to share what I'm reading this from the internet, so you know it must be true. First, we have to share what may be the most interesting news about Pedro Pascal. He came here on political asylum with his family. You see, this is a very... I'll explain this is writing. You see, when he was very young, Pascal's parents were part of a political group. Specifically, they were involved in the opposition movement against Chile's military dictator Augusto Pinochet. They also supported his opponent, Allende. Unfortunately, they eventually led to the family getting into trouble and danger. Then they sought political asylum in the USA. Once inside, Pedro Pascal grew up... after Denmark, they went to USA. Pedro Pascal grew up in Orange County, California, before moving to San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, wow. A local. He's so close.
Oh my god, you're more like him every minute. Who knew?
Not this guy.
Fluffy did. Fluffy said C, Denmark.
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. They started in Denmark and then came to the U.S., Orange County. Okay, question number 6. He got his career started from appearances in The Good Wife, Graceland, and which late 90s supernatural TV series?
Do not tell me it was Charmed.
I don't know. We're going to let the chat kind of take a guess. Why do you say Charmed?
What is Charmed?
No, please. What is Charmed? I know Charmed. I love Charmed. I had a crush on every last one of those bitches.
Yeah, I was like, this guy knows.
Including The Replacement. Yeah, eventually Piper left the show and they found a fourth sister. Like an estranged fourth sister.
We love forced writing.
Yeah. They could just summon things into exit. They have to be in the same room. She has to be able to see them, but then she could just make them appear in her hand. And then I think she gets stronger and then she can go times.
How many seasons were after that happened?
God, I don't even know. I watched as a kid on TV. Yeah. So, geez, I don't even 3. Who knows? I was a child.
Probably didn't last very long.
So you say Charmed. Oceana says Buffy.
Okay.
The point goes to Oceana.
Man,
it was Buffy.
Now I'm gonna have to go watch that. That's cool. I want to see his early work.
I'm gonna show you. I had a picture all lined up in my keynote. I'm gonna go to Pedro Pascal. I'm just gonna Google it and then it will show up. Pascal Buffy. I think he had some early appearances as kind of a zombie man. Okay, I can do this. I can share this screen. There we go. Boom.
Oh wow.
This is him.
You know who he looks like, kind of?
Who?
Have you ever seen Workaholics?
No, actually I haven't.
There's a guy named Anders, and he looks just like him, or at least first appearance. But that doesn't look like Pedro Pascal.
No, but they have the human version, which does look like him.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought that was his default. I was like, hey.
Ooh, we can watch this. Okay.
The
Oh,
mutant.
wait, you can't. Are you seeing it? Or it's not
Yeah.
showing up? It is showing up?
No, not the video, but I see the image of him.
What? Why didn't the video show? Oh, because it opened a different. I hate this. I hate my life. And I'm so bad at it. I'm just bad at life. Okay, here we go. Let's just do this. Shut up! I do too. God, I hate me. Here we go. Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Okay, I want y'all to see.
No, I wasn't looking.
Did you,
Wow.
away?
Me?
He looks so young.
Yeah, he doesn't even look the same. I mean, he does, but like,
Earth planet.
you couldn't tell that was him.
You look even more like him younger, because obviously he's like 20 years older than you.
I have a map, so...
Oh, I come in second.
That's wild.
I used to have such a big crush on her, though.
Eddie.
Oh yeah, who didn't?
Okay, so that's
Daphne, everyone loves Daphne.
And this is done with building...
What's her?
That's
Oh,
my dorm.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
It's just, it's us I can't find.
Daphne from Scooby Doo. That's his only.
Yes?
Okay, right.
Is he gonna transform? I think he's gonna transform.
That way.
I wonder if it's one of those '90s really like
You sound very...
cut for cut transform scene. You know what I mean? Or yeah, that got me.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Did you lose your way?
And then he transforms.
Mandalorian Chapter 4.
Right? Okay, we got a few more questions. Let's keep going. Let's see how you do. Also multiple choice. Before he became successful in acting, he lost how many jobs? He kind of went around doing like the actor side biz thing, but he lost a number of jobs. Was it A, 1 to 5, B, 5 to 10, C, 10 to 15, or D, 15 to 20?
What was C?
C was 10 to 15.
Okay, I'm gonna go with. That sounds drastic enough. I'm gonna go with B. I'm gonna say 5 to 10.
5 to 10?
Yeah.
Why do you say 5 to 10?
I don't know. I feel like I don't see someone actually having that many jobs and getting fired from all of them that quickly, unless it's like constantly different restaurants who wouldn't allow him to go for auditions. Then I could see that being more. So if we're saying restaurants, then I'd say 15 to 20. But if it's just different jobs, let's just stick with B. I have a gut feeling about B.
Okay, well, your gut needs a little work. I think you need some Tums, maybe, because you should have listened to your second gut. It was a bunch of restaurant jobs, and it was 17.
Yeah.
He went through 17 jobs.
I believe it. When I wanted to do acting and I told my family about it, they said, you have to be prepared to, if there's an audition and you're working at a restaurant, that you tell that restaurant, sorry, I quit, because that's my goal. And I said to myself, I don't think I could let people down I work with.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
On the daily.
That's not my wheelhouse.
On the reg.
Yeah. Nice to meet you for now.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, this actor. And plus, if it was like California, he lived in Orange County, moved to LA, like I'm sure he was not making a lot of great friends in the restaurant industry.
He was hustling for sure if that's where he was going back and forth with.
All right, next question. Before he got into acting, Pedro had a promising future in which sport?
This isn't a multiple choice?
No.
Okay.
Because there's only so many sports.
Okay, that's true. I'll say soccer.
Soccer. Why do you say soccer?
I just feel like I see him. I don't see him doing football.
Okay.
I don't think he's was big enough at the time for football. Golf or soccer. Those are my two. But if I have to pick, I'm gonna say golf.
Okay. A little bit of waffling there.
Yeah.
Oceana also agrees probably soccer, which I get. Like he's from Chile. Like football, their football is huge over there.
Right. Yeah.
So that makes sense. It's the biggest sport in the world. It's also incorrect. Swimming. Swimming. He was huge into swimming, and he had a promising career. He's very good at it, but that's not where his heart lies.
No.
So this just proves you can look like a person, but doesn't mean you know about their whole life. Crochet. Yes, Eldritch.
I just see him like quickly doing it. And
Okay, few more. Yeah, we're gonna burn through these. Next, before being officially cast as the Mandalorian, Pascal was welcomed into Jon Favreau's office, and at the time, he believed he was going to be playing which Star Wars character?
It's got to be. It's either going to be the guy from Rogue One, because him and that actor look way too similar. They could. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, the pilot.
The pilot, yeah, or the show that they just announced at Celebration that starts with an A, which that doesn't really give you an answer, but it's another show featuring, I think, the same actor. I could be completely wrong, but I want to say my answer is a character from Rogue One.
Okay. And you said a show that starts with A. Is that like keeping things secret, or you can't remember?
No. I don't know the name. It's like ANKOR, or I could look it up. But
okay. I was like, do you have like a leak that no one's supposed to know? I want to know. Well, okay. You said a character from Rogue One. Yeah. What if I told you it was at the same time as a Mandalorian? So Rogue One's already happened.
Okay.
But just because I don't want to like cut you off the knees and not give you an actual chance.
Yeah, don't pull an Obi-Wan on me.
I'm not.
I couldn't tell you. Oh, Oceana said that. Yeah,
Poe
I
from
think
Star
I saw
Wars.
that in an interview. Actually, I think they did say they were looking at him to do that.
So according to what I found on the internet, which is obviously true,
of course,
he walks into Jon Favreau's office and he sees drawings of the Mandalorian, which doesn't exist yet in the Star Wars universe. So he thought he was going to be playing Boba Fett.
Okay.
And he got so excited because he loves Boba Fett. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm going to be playing Boba Fett."
I think he got the better end of the deal, though.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
What did you think about the Boba Fett series?
So, honest opinion, I thought that I wasn't happy with it for two reasons. First, as with any story you want to tell with a character that is well known, there needs to be growth. And while there was growth in the show, it was mainly flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became the Mandalorian show.
Right.
And I think that's the biggest problem is, we ended season 2 of Mandalorian where he's giving up Grogu and that's it. And, if you want to go back in time, let's say 5 years from now, we go say, let's watch Book of Boba Fett. You want it to encompass that character. And I forgot he was a character towards the end of the show.
Right.
Focused on. Man, I mean, damn, a whole episode was the Mandalorian Returns.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love that you get the crossover, which is cool. But
it didn't need to happen that way.
It didn't need to happen.
The beginning of Mandalorian season 3. Because I feel like it
mm-hmm.
downplays Boba Fett. Because, he was only in Return of the, what's it called? Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi for a small amount of time, but he made such an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And, the ending with him on the Rancor looked like something out of a Meatloaf, like, Bat Out of Hell album.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So if they do a season 2, they need to focus on him, and it'll be fine. But the show itself, I'll be honest, I've not gone back and watched a single episode because it didn't feel like it was doing him justice. So what was your thought on that?
I am always about the acting.
Okay.
And like, while it was so cool that the original actor played Boba Fett, I don't know if he just never had the chops, and because he was, he didn't need the chops like behind the helmet the whole time. It just, I don't know. It didn't feel real. It felt like like the actors themselves knew they were in a Disney Star Wars show. And like the stakes weren't there. Like they didn't actually believe they were going to die every moment. They didn't actually, it didn't feel motivated. It felt very scripted, rehearsed for some reason. And because of that, I just didn't buy into it.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. I agree with you. I wanted more about his story, and I didn't hate that the Mando got in there. Like, that's fine. No, but really, it was the performance. Clearly,
it's not your place,
Right. Get out of this show. Watch, he's going to show up in Obi-Wan now. It's like completely out of timeline.
Dude, I'm loving Obi-Wan.
I haven't seen any yet.
Okay.
Because I lost to access to the Disney Plus account that I was stealing from.
Well, if you need mine, I'll give you my account.
We'll talk. Okay, a few last questions, only because I prepared them, and we're running close against the clock, so let me buzz these quick.
Okay.
While shooting on the set of The Mandalorian, Pascal received an injury resulting in 7 stitches from walking into what?
A door.
Good guess. A piece of plywood.
Okay, that's
7 stitches, though, on his head, between his eye and his nose. 7 stitches. Okay, question. Who is Pedro's favorite co-star on The Mandalorian?
I would say Moff Gideon, but I'm going to say, what's his name? Carl Weathers, whatever his character's name is. The guy who gave him the puck. Who gave him his bounties. Not.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, now I do. Good guess. It's
Okay,
Amy Sedaris.
Okay, that was my next
Tinkerer.
question. It was so much fun. You could tell she was loving that role.
She had and that's the thing, between her and every other person in the show, there was a disconnect. Either she was committing way too much, or no one else was committing near enough, and so it felt like it didn't match.
Yeah.
Something was out of place.
But
which I love her.
She's fun to see. She's that aunt you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was fun.
Good guess, Oceana. You said Grogu. You would think, but, and I think he even says that in the interview, you would think it's close second is Grogu. Second was Amy Sedaris. All right, final question.
Okay.
No Googling anybody in the chat. What is Pedro Pascal's full name?
I'm not even going to I couldn't tell you.
He's like, I have no idea. I'm going to give chat just a second, see if anybody else knows. And no, it's not Oscar Isaac. But while we are wrapping up today's stream, Retro.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, dude.
Thank you. This is every time I get to hang out with somebody, I always find something that I'm like, oh my God, they are even better than I could have possibly imagined. And that was completely true with you. Completely true. I thought I appreciated your work. Now I'm going to look at it with just a tear in my eye because I know where your heart is coming from every time you create a piece of content.
Well, that means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. And I love what you do. We're able just to talk, and I already have this connection with you that we can bond, that we care about the community and growing it in a healthy way. And it's rare, so it's reassuring and comforting knowing that you're in my friend list now. So it's good.
Well, apparently it's not that rare because you're doing the same exact thing with what you're doing. So let's just keep this going. And all of you in the chat, or whether you're watching this back or listening back on podcast or YouTube, thank you for joining us. This has been amazing. We do this every Monday at 8:30 Eastern Standard. So come join us live in the chat at twitch.tv/4geeksbygeeks. And stick around because Wednesday we'll be back live again with T as he paints minis and then occasionally does a Bob Ross telephone stream as we did this past week. And then Thursday, we are gearing up to begin our City of Mist campaign. So I think we're going to be talking a little bit more about City of Mist this Thursday. And as we gear up to closer, actually this Saturday, we're beginning to record our first City of Mist campaign episode. And if you're unfamiliar with City of Mist, it is a tabletop RPG that's a little less rules heavy than D&D. It's a lot more like you're creating a graphic novel with your friends. And I am so fucking excited. It's like a detective noir kind of feel to everything. I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
Thanks for the raid, Alec. But first, we're going to get to this question. What is Pedro Pascal's full name? We had no idea, and I would have no idea what to even start with. But Oceana, you're right. Probably very long. In fact, it is Jose Pedro Balmaceda Pascal. Whatever all of that means.
I would have thought Pedro Carl Pascal, but
Carl.
That's it.
Pedro Carl Pascal. But Retro, thanks once again for joining us tonight. And I can't wait to continue to hang out with you on the daily and speak.
It's been a lot of fun.
I am getting our raid ready. We're going to take all of this energy to Kiso Go Plays. If it worked. Nope, it didn't work. Oh, because I did the thing. God. Raid Kiss and go. Spelling it right? Right. Good. Do this. Yes, it's intended for mature audiences, just so you know. But Retro, we like to say, until next time, I am Boser.
And I'm Retro Rebel.
And you just keep, say, geeking out.
Geeking out.
Geeking out. Good night. I'm
Stay
in
right.
it.